Good morning. Welcome to TechStrong TV, day 2 of our coverage, live coverage of RSAC from Moscone West in San Francisco. This is TechStrong's 10th year of covering RSAC, but of course our fearless leader, Alan, has been coming here for much, much longer than that. We've been talking with cybersecurity experts about really the evolution of the security landscape. And my next guest is Eyal Benishti, the CEO and founder at IronScales. Eyal, welcome to TechStrong TV. It's great to have you.
Thanks, Lisa. It's good to be here.
I love the name IronScales. It's such a powerful, bold statement. Talk a little bit about, you said you founded it about 10 years ago. What were some of the gaps in the market at the time from a security perspective that you thought we can solve this?
I think there were two main gaps. I think the first one was that phishing was still making it to the mailboxes. As a security researcher and malware analyst, that was where I was finding all of the great ideas on what to investigate, research. And the second is that teams were spending a lot of time dealing with this type of threats, like, getting them out of the mailboxes, making sure that people are aware. And there was a shift, a big shift in the landscape where threat actors were starting to understand what the defenders are doing, what the SECs are doing, and looking for new, more clever ways to phish businesses and employees.
Phishing has evolved so fast. It used to be clunky, basic email scams that like spelling errors, and it was just obvious it was a phishing scam. But walk me through the evolution of 1.0, 2.0, where are we now, 3.0, deepfakes. It's just evolving at breakneck speed.
Yeah. So when we started, it was really the phishing 1.0 problem, where threat actors was mostly sending bad links and bad attachments and trying to lure employees to click on a link or download an attachment and install some backdoor on their computer. And then it really evolved. With the security email gateways kind of scanning links and scanning attachments and making sure that all the known threats are out of the inbox, the threat actors, they evolved into sending emails with no links and no attachments. And instead of trying to hack your computer, they are hacking the business process. They're trying to make you pay an invoice, which is not real, it's fake.
Okay, pay an invoice.
Or wire some money, or go and buy something, or do something that you're not supposed to do as an employee. And when you think about what companies are using that day in order to protect against emails, they couldn't find this email because there was nothing bad.
They looked so normal.
They looked very normal. It was textual, like the semi-legitimate request to go and do something. And this is where the phishing 2.0 era basically began. And we realized that in order to really protect organizations and people against phishing, you really need to go down from the gateway level to the mailbox level. We have to live and breathe what's happening in everyone's mailbox. Really, really understand it. What communication looks like, what can be trusted, what can't be trusted. Understand language for the first time, using LLMs and NLPs to extract intent out of emails and understand that this people is asking someone to pay something, and really start to understand that this person really sounds like or looks like someone that's working.
Like your CEO asking you to wire money or something. This impersonation of people is scary.
It's always someone or something that you already know.
That you're familiar with.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. This is kind of the basics of phishing and how you kind of gain trust and make sure that people will go and do what you're doing. And that was the phishing 2.0 era. And we started to implement a lot of the smart AI and ML models in order to be able to build baselines and find anomalies and things that are kind of deviating from what we consider to be a trusted communication or a trusted email. It was proven to be super effective against the BECs, the business email compromise, and the vendor account compromise, account takeover attacks, and all of the next-gen type of phishing emails that the SEC was really not doing a great job in kind of keeping out of the gate. The second thing is that, again, we found that in the phishing 1.0 world, security teams were doing a lot of manual work in order to keep the hygiene of their environment and their inboxes. Writing and running scripts, doing a lot of signature writing and rules writing, and they really kind of spend a lot of time with their email security solution in order to try and keep it up to date and play this kind of catch-up game with the threat actors. So in phishing 2.0, we've realized and decided that it's time to really go and automate.
I was going to say automation sounds like the winner here.
You have to go and automate a lot of this kind of stuff that they're doing, from the most kind of investigative parts of the security analyst job to the even more kind of response part, which we actually go and claw back emails back from employees' mailboxes. It was a novel idea. It was like how you can actually go and pull back emails that were already, and the answer was yes, you can do it. If you can do it in a very short amount
Already
of time.
opened?
Not open,
Okay.
but delivered.
Delivered.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because we knew it takes about 82 seconds from the time it was delivered to the time it's opened on average. And this
Okay.
82 seconds, it's a lot of time that we can act.
Yes.
Not to mention if we can do it in under 1 second,
Yeah.
which is what we can do in 99% of the cases, then
Right.
the problem goes away. And by doing that, first we reduced risk, and second we reduced in more than 90% the amount of time that the security teams are dealing with phishing emails in order to keep them out of the mailboxes.
The automation is key there because you were saying, with this rapid evolution of phishing, security teams don't have the time. I'm sure that's a full-time job for several FTEs to just monitor a business email account across employees, across the globe and regions. So the automation is critical there, especially because the sophistication of phishing is just going up and up and up. How is AI maybe a double-edged sword there, like leveraging it for to be able to detect these really sophisticated phishing scams, but also the phishers having the technology at their disposal to dial up the sophistication?
It's a great question. So with the introduction of technologies like GPT, for example, we've seen an increase of 1,000% from 2022 to 2023 in AI-generated phishing games.
Phishing scams,
And this was
1,000%.
Before the peak. If you look at North America alone, it was close to 2,000%. It was 1,700 something percent, which is a crazy amount of emails. And the other thing is that phishing in 2025 or even in 2024, it's not just about email anymore. Phishing and email used to be a synonym. Email phishing, it was like almost the same thing. Now we are seeing new modalities kind of being introduced. Voice, deepfake voices.
That's scary because it sounds so legit. Oh, and videos too.
Videos.
Yes.
So they're using more than the email to phish employees. They can use your mobile, they can use your Teams, Slack, Zoom.
Wow.
And we're seeing kind of real cases.
That attack surface just going like this.
Now you need to kind of be able to look at all the communication channels and make sense out of all of it and detect not just AI-generated stuff in the inbox, but you need to be able to detect AI-generated stuff in your Teams and in your Slack and in your Zoom and make all the relevant correlation, because phishing now is a multi-step, multi-modality, multi-channel.
Yes.
Type of
omnichannel.
So it's evolving again, and it's evolving in a very rapid pace because AI is doubling every 6 months now, which is pretty.
The acceleration is, like I said, breakneck speed, and it's not going to slow down. It's only going to somehow get faster,
It's getting
as
faster.
will the sophistication of phishing.
It's getting faster. It's open source, so everyone has access to this type of tools right now, so they can use it. Like you said, it's not just for the defenders, for us to extract intent out of emails. It's for them to go and generate new type of attacks as well.
Where do you see phishing 4.0? Where is it going, and what's the time frame? What's next for it, for example?
I think for the next 2 or 3 years, we will still see kind of the evolution of phishing 3.0, because we're in the very early days of phishing 3.0, and this is where companies, and again, if you ask Gartner, they say that in less than 5 years, more than 50% of the organizations will have some type of deepfake security control. Currently, it's single digit, very low single digits. So
it's only going to increase.
Only going to increase significantly. So I think we will see the evolution and the adoption of the controls to control deepfake. I think we'll see a huge increase in how we are training our employees and users. Look, at the end, we got to the point that the trust is broken. Trust is under attack. You can't really...
but it's currency, so it's so important to be able to have that with whatever customers, business customers, consumers. That trust is it's required.
For 10 years, we're trying to teach people not to trust everything they see in their inbox.
Exactly.
Now we need to go and teach them, hey, you can't even believe things that you hear, even if it sounds like someone that you know, or even if you see them on the other side of the screen, that might not be them.
Right.
The CEO, the CFO, your colleague that is currently on the screen in front of you might be an AI-generated version of them. And that's a big leap. We really struggle with getting people kind of used to the fact that email should be kind of scrutinized before you're engaging with that. Now to get them to the next level will require a lot of work, a lot of awareness and education.
I was going to say, how much of your time is really spent on that awareness, education piece? Because humans are often the weakest link in the cybersecurity chain, but can be the strongest. But I imagine it's with all the generations alive today in the workforce, there are some that are more susceptible than others. But how much time do you spend teaching businesses why this is so incredibly vital to their brand reputation?
So we highly encourage it. It's part of our platform, and we always say that your people can be either a liability or an asset. It's up to you to decide how you want to utilize
Absolutely.
them. If you really invest in a good program and a product that can go and give them not just the knowledge, because people know about phishing.
Sure.
They need better tools. They need tools that can augment their experience with email. They need tools that they can report back and get some feedback about what they're seeing in their inbox. And if you do that, it's not just that you get a better kind of last layer of defense, which is a must. Like, there is no way, even with the smartest AI on the world, that we can stop 100% of the attacks. There will always be this human kind of in-the-loop component that we will need to kind of take a second look and say, you know what? This is fishy. This is something my security team needs to know about. And not just that, we need them because we want them, and we actually do that. We use them in order to feed their feedback back to the machine and tell the machine, hey, this is something that a human reported to us. Okay. And a user expert, like a security analyst, validated for us. Learn, adapt. This is why we call our AI adaptive AI. Adapt
AI.
And get better so it won't happen again. So if you're not closing this loop and you're not closing this loop quickly, you're always one step behind. And with AI, you're 2 steps behind because they can go and generate so many different new instances of phishing that it's like...
Yes.
And now AI is becoming agentic. Just to add some more complexity into Phishing 3.0.
Sure.
AI is becoming agentic, which means it will be very autonomous in nature.
Yes.
Which even means that even the threat actors, they don't really need to sit down and even prompt GPT to generate an email. They can just say, hey, go and phish Techstrong. Find a way, find employees, find their areas of interest, write the phishing email, deliver it, create the landing pages, do all the things, and AI will go and do all these kind of things. So we are now at the point that we cannot be reactive anymore. We can't sit back with our defenses.
No, but how do we get proactive? Is that possible with the speed with which everything is evolving?
You fight fire with fire.
Yeah.
So if we fought against AI with AI, we're going to fight agents with agents.
Okay.
You have to build agents that will help you be more proactive about how we should go about defending our inboxes, how we should train our users. Even for the SOC, the analysts, we can do much more with agentic AI in order to take over more of the responsibilities and even automate further a lot of the things that they're doing on a daily basis. So we have to step up.
Yeah.
And we have to kind of introduce new ways and new technologies in order to tackle those kind of Phishing 3.0, agentic deepfake issues. We have to do it pretty fast, otherwise we'll catch ourselves.
Right, that speed is critical. Last question for you as we wrap up here. What excites you from a security perspective? We've seen, like I mentioned, the threat landscape is just getting more spread out. AI brings more complexity, yet every organization has to have an AI story. What positives do you see from a cybersecurity perspective that we're going in?
I think the biggest one is for the first time in history, defenders will be able to be proactive.
Okay.
We really tend to be defensive. We're putting our technical controls, our antivirus, or endpoint detection response, and email kind of security component, and we are sitting and waiting for something to happen, and we are hoping that our defenses will catch it and stop it. And yes, we are training our users as well. But for the first time, we can go out there and say, hey, we want to really be proactive and understand how threat actors view us and how they're going to attack us. Let's do it before they do it to us and make sure that we are ready. Let's do this continuous battle test and make sure. That's not hope. Hope is not a good strategy.
No, it's not a good strategy.
Being proactive and making sure that we are ready is something that is now doable and what we believe the future of cybersecurity is going to look like, thanks to AI.
I like that. Eyal, thank you so much for joining me on Techstrong. This is a fascinating conversation. The evolution of phishing, it's going to be so interesting and kind of scary to see where it goes, but great to know that there are proactive defenders like Iron Skills. Thank you for sharing your insights and your time with us today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Mine too. For my guest, I'm Lisa Martin. You're watching TechStrong TV live from the floor of RSAC. This is day 2 of 4 days of coverage on TechStrong TV, but you know that because you've been watching since yesterday. Stick around, our next guest joins us in just a minute.